Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the second episode of our tutorial. If you haven't watched the first episode, I will put the link in the description down below. You can check it out this video and then come back to this video if you want it. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to add animations to our player and how we can manage animations with code. So the first thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on player, and then I'm gonna add components animator. So let's click on animation, and I'm gonna create. So first of all, I'm gonna create a folder. I'm gonna call that animator. Sorry, not animator. Animation's better. Then one more folder, player. So let's call this animation just idle, save. So I'm going to now here, as you can see, there's a one idle animation here, but we didn't implement anything. So when I'm playing, this is just empty, nothing happens. So I'm not gonna use it. Actually, I'm gonna remove it. So there are already animations we can use in Sunnyland artwork folder. So I'm going to this folder, then sprites, player, idle, and as you can see, there's idle animation. So I'm going here animator, and I'm just gonna hold this and replace with that idle animation, as you can see. So let's play this now. They also made as I can see, it is also made no animation. I mean, like, our fox is not moving. So let's create other states. I'm gonna add empty, and I'm gonna call this. Let's see what other animations we have. Run, right? So I'm gonna call this run. Let's go to run, and I'm gonna drag this one to here. Run animation. Yes, here we go. So let's go to animator. So our default animation is idle. So I'm gonna make a transition in between them, from idle to run and run to idle. Let's add parameter floats, and I'm gonna just call this move. So let's go here, and let's add one condition, and let's write if move value is greater than 0.1, then run. If it is less than 0, then go back to idle, right? So I'm not gonna use exit time, and I'm not gonna use transition. Like, we don't need transition between idle to run. We can use if it will be from walking to run, but there's no need to have a transition between idle to running. It doesn't make sense. So with that way, our animation will be smoother. We won't wait to just transit from idle to run. So another thing, what I will do, I will go to my script folder, and I'm gonna create a new script, and I'm gonna call this player animation. Let's open that, Visual Studio. So here we are. I don't need this one, I'm just gonna remove. So I'm gonna write animator. So actually we need start function to get components of the animator inside of the player, and I'm gonna make a public function, and I'm gonna call this player run. So, and then I'm gonna write animator set floats, and we're gonna, then another thing I will do here, I will just create a variable in here. We can just float we can just call this move, and we can just add this move here. Yes, I forgot one thing here actually. The thing is, we didn't write our name of the statement. We call this move. We're just gonna write this this like a parameter name move in here, and we will write our parameter value in here. So let's go back to player script, and then I'm just gonna write here player animation, and let's try to get our animation script, right? So I'm gonna add a name, player run, and so as you can see, we declared move float variable in here. So I'm gonna replace that with horizontal, horizontal inputs, and that's all. Let's go back to Unity. Let's click on player. So we should now add player animation script inside of the player object. Here we go. And now let's just play the game. Let's see what will happen. So as you can see, it's an idle mode, and when I'm running, our animation is playing. But there's a little bit problem in here. As you can see, when I just keep running, it doesn't stop. When I run back, it's an idle mode. So how we can fix that? So guys, to fix that problem, we're gonna go to our Visual Studio, and let's go back to player animation scripts, and in here we're gonna use mathf ABC. So it's like an absolute value, so we have to use absolute value from mathf, and now it should work. Yes, as you can see, without any problem. So, but there's one thing, when we go back, our player doesn't look the left direction. When we go to left, it still looks at the right direction. So how we can fix that? So let's look our player objects. So there's a sprite render, as you can see. So there's a flip. So when I click this X check mark, our player looks left. When I just unclick, it looks right. So what we should do, we should get sprite renderer component in our script, and we should manage that. So let's go back to Visual Studio. So I'm gonna get our sprite renderer, sprite renderer. So let's get our components. So the first thing I actually want to do, I want to debug.log our horizontal inputs. I want to show you that first. So we're going to control our sprite render flip X due to horizontal inputs. Why? So let's play. So as you can see, there's I'm logging right now our horizontal input, and it's equal to 0 now. And when I am moving to the right direction, it's equal to 1. And when I stop, it's 0. And when I go back, it's -1, as you can see. So when I go to the left, it becomes negative. When I go to right, it becomes positive. And when I stay at my current position, if I don't move, it equals to 0. So that means if horizontal input is greater than 0, that means if it's positive, then we want our sprite render flip X to be false. So when it will be false, it will look right. So else if our horizontal input is less than 0, that means when our horizontal input is equal to is a negative variable, then we want sprite renderer.flipX to be true. So look left, and let's save that, and let's go back to Unity and let's check that if it's worked or not. So let's play. So I'm going to right direction, I'm going to left direction. Yes, perfect. It's working great. So I will suggest to optimize our codes. So what we can do, let's create a function, and I'm gonna call this direction. So let's cut this one and paste it in here, and then also I want to get rid of this debug.log code. We don't need this anymore, and I can just call this direction function here. Just one line of code in the update is enough, and also we can do something about that too. So as you can see, there's an error happens. So how we can stop that? It happens because only we called and created our horizontal input inside of the update function. So we should call our horizontal input in here. And let's delete that. Or what we can do, actually, I think it's the better way. Just as we did in the player animation, we can just call or create a variable inside of our function. Call this direction, and that direction will be our horizontal input. And instead of horizontal inputs, I'm going to use direction. So perfect, there's no error anymore. Yeah, and then another function we can make, I'm going to call this movements, and we can just cut this one and paste it in here. Actually, we can cut this too, and I'm going to just call just one function, movements. And that's all, guys. There's only one function in the update and other function in the down below. So let's go back to Unity, see that if this code made any problem inside of the game or not. No, it didn't. So everything works perfectly. So guys, that's the end of the video. In this video, I showed you how to make a running animation, idle animation, how to implement that inside of the code, and so on. If you like the video, press the like button, and also guys, please don't forget to subscribe my channel.